guys, welcome back to the 24th episode of Let's Play Space Engineers as a German engineer. I'm Daniel, I've been born and raised in Germany, and I've been living and working as a software engineer in the San Francisco Bay Area, Silicon Valley, for the last 10 or so years. Last time we figured out the mining rig, and it's chugging along really nice down there. We'll go and check it out in a few minutes, just to make sure it's actually working. But for this episode, I have a couple of things in store, and I'm quite excited about. So I talked about wanting to store the Christmas tree, and it's still sitting up there. By the time this episode releases, it's probably February, so it's time to get it to deal with it. So we're gonna expand the base. We're gonna build a storage area for the Christmas tree, and we're gonna expand and enclose the base a little bit more. So what that means is, right now, like the base is basically just a front facade, and I want to enclose it, and maybe I'll even do it, try to do it airtight, not because we need it, but I want to get some exercise for like how to build airtight stuff, because I have never done this before we start working on our spaceship, hopefully very soon. So, and then we're gonna build some storage somewhere back here. I thought about putting it behind the hangar. That's how you pronounce it, hangar. But I don't want to move these things here again, and I think if I expand the hangar out in the back, then it'll get into the area of these windmills, and I don't want that. So we'll figure it out. We'll put it somewhere. And there's a couple things that I want to still improve or refine on the mobile mining rig. It's mostly small things. So first of all, I want to add an overflow vent like I have at the iSpace, so that if we fill up the inventory on the mobile mining rig, that we actually stop mining instead of kind of just deleting, removing more material and deleting it. The other thing is, I think it would be really cool if we had like a catwalk along the top of the mobile mining rig, and maybe have a staircase or something that goes down to the cockpit, so that we can actually get out of the cockpit and walk up to the mobile, like on the top of the mobile mining rig, and can walk around. I think that would be really cool. So I'm gonna do that. Also, I want some more lights. I have these big spotlights on it. But other than that, there's very little lights on the mobile mining rig, and I want to kind of light it up a little bit more and make it look a bit nicer. Oh yeah, we need a gravel discharge. We'll probably see this going down there right now, but right now we have these refineries that are processing the stone into iron and whatnot, but we don't have anything we don't deal with the gravel at all, so that will clog up the inventory eventually if we don't deal with it. And I think we should have an ore detector on a mobile mining rig. Right now we don't have one, and if we don't have GPS coordinates for whatever stuff we're trying to mine, we won't be able to see it at all. So I think an ore detector makes a lot of sense. That's basically like kind of what I want to do with the mobile mining rig. And then once we've done these improvements, I want to blueprint the mobile mining rig. And since we're at it, also the cargo ship. We've built a cargo ship a few episodes back, and we've never blueprinted it. And if anything ever happened to it, we would not be able to repair it, essentially. So the same is true for the mobile mining rig. So once we've made these improvements, we're going to blueprint both of them. And then lastly, some people have asked if we could publish some of these builds, including our dashboard script, to the workshop. And I think that makes a lot of sense. So we're going to do that. That's the last thing. Like, after we've improved everything, we're going to publish the mobile mining rig, the cargo ship, and the dashboard script to the workshop. Talking about the dashboard script, I've made a couple very small improvements. You can't actually see it here in the resulting dashboard. That's also why I decided to do it off screen. But the script will now automatically set the correct font, and will also set the correct display style for the dashboard that it's using, so that you don't have to manually set it to text and images and the font to monospace. Like, the script will do that for you. As well as it'll print a little error message if it can't find the dashboard. So like if you forgot to set the dashboard name correctly, it'll actually tell you that you need to do that. And the last thing is, if you guys remember, we used to have the script goes over all the entities it can find, and then it used to look at only the first inventory, so it would do get inventory 0, and would ignore all the other inventories. I fixed that, so now it actually loops over all the inventories in every entity that it can find. So if an entity has multiple inventories, like for example, an assembler, right, that has the input inventory and the output inventory, it will actually find both of those and look at both of those inventories to determine both the material that it has stored as well as to determine the amount of space that it has available. So that's what I did. So those are basically the changes that I made to the script. And you will be able to get those changes as well once I publish it to the workshop. And I will also update the script on the GitHub repository. So by the time that you see this video, you can, if you want to have those changes, you can pull them from the GitHub repository, or you can go ahead and just check out the script that I've published to the workshop and pull it from there. So please feel free to do so. Okay, so with all of that said, let's start expanding the base and kind of like building the Christmas tree storage area and whatnot. But before we do that, I actually want to quickly just fly down there to the rig and check it out, make sure that everything's fine. Okay, here we are. Yeah, it appears like it's still running just fine. The head is moving. For those guys, for those people that are interested, I'm going to publish this to the workshop anyway. But these pistons and this rotor, I've increased the speed at which they run. I mentioned this last time already. So typically, I would have these pistons each expand at 0.0001 meter per second, which is basically the slowest that they can go. Oh wait, these pistons are damaged. That's not good. What's going on here? Okay, let me check that out quickly. Okay, we need to keep an eye on this. Could have been lightning, or something else going on here that we're not. Okay, so maybe the speed increase is not working then. I'll assume it was lightning for now. But so yeah, the speed increase, I changed the piston speed to run at 0.0002, so basically double the piston speed. And the rotor as well. So the rotor used to run at 0.05, and I increased it to 0.1. So the mine is running at twice the speed now and should be producing twice the amount of resources. Let's quickly check that out, by the way. Let's just hop into the cockpit here. Yeah, as you can see here, the cargo container, this first cargo container, is accumulating a lot of stone. So these drills are now producing significantly more stone than they were before on every tick. Depending on how far on the outside they are, by the way, this will be more or less. So the drill on the very outside will generally be producing more. But I think there's still space to, at least in theory, to increase the speed at which this mine runs, but we would have to expand the refining capacity because, as you can see, like we're already accumulating a lot of stone. These refineries are already not able to keep up with the amount of material that this mine produces. So we might do this in the future. Actually, while we're also here, let's quickly update the screen to use the new version of the script. Editor. Okay. There we go. More accurate numbers. Okay. Everything's prepared. The batteries are good. Yeah, they seem to be charging. Cool. Then let's head back and let's get started at the Christmas tree storage. So I think what I want to do is I want to bring out this area, bring it up onto the back, maybe raise it up a little bit. I might want to have a second floor or something, just because this raises up so much, it'll create a second floor automatically on the front. And just in case this entire area here right now, I'm not entirely sure what I will do with this, can't see it, but like with this connector over here, because this one I can still leave on the top and kind of like have protrude out of the base. But this one will probably be in the area that will be enclosed. So maybe I'll just raise it up and put this on the top outside of the base. I will also build this in a way... So this mine is done. It has completed. It's not producing any material anymore. Not really, at least. So I I might use the opportunity to build this mine, and more likely than not, the hole that we have dug here, we will use to build our rocket silo, and potentially and our spaceship eventually. So I'll build back the mine. I'll enclose this area here, and somewhere here in the back, and I'm not quite sure yet where exactly, but somewhere here in the back, I'll build a storage area for the Christmas tree, which basically will be, I want to be able to land it inside the base. It'll have like retracting doors in the ceiling that I can kind of open up, that the Christmas tree can then fly through and land in the base and dock there. So that's kind of the idea. I might remove this hydrogen thruster. I just installed that a few episodes back to kind of like understand how much hydrogen these large thrusters are using, to get an idea of how much hydrogen I would have to collect and store. So yeah, this is kind of like has no purpose anymore, as well as this hydrogen tank here. So we'll probably do that. Yeah. Let's do a little bit of time lapse. So I framed a large area of the base, but I do want to kind of go ahead and start welding up some things. Just with the wireframe alone, it's really hard to see what this looks like, and I want to make sure this front area here makes sense optically. So I'm gonna weld some blocks up here just so I get an impression of what it actually looks like. Yeah, let's get that done. Here we are. Yeah, it took me quite a while to get this all together, but I'm reasonably happy with the result. There's a couple things that I don't like. It's not perfect yet. I am sure there's a couple more spots that I need to add some lights, and my experiment with trying to make this airtight has not quite worked out. I have a couple of theories on why, but if you have any feedback, any thoughts, let me know. So first of all, this here is where we will park the Christmas tree. This bothers me a little bit that it's not symmetrical. I wanted to have the landing thing right in the middle, but that's requires me to have an uneven number here, and these gates, I thought I could do 2 and 3, but that's not possible. So yeah, it is what it is. So one kind of pokes out a little bit now. That's fine. Let's close this. We should probably these lights a little brighter. Yeah, and then copy, paste. Okay. So this is airtight. It took me a little bit to get that airtight, especially with the connector down here. But I was able to get this airtight, and then I was experimenting here a little bit with building seeing how tight I could build an airlock, and this is basically the smallest that I can come up with without spending too much time thinking about it. This is just like an offset door here, and then there's just a vent up there, and here's another offset door the other direction. This space here is no longer airtight, so you can see it's yellow. It's not air. It's not pressurized, and I couldn't quite figure out why. I suspect there's 2 possibilities. I blocked this door off earlier in experimentation. I'm not sure if this block here is airtight, frankly. The armory lockers, they might not be airtight, and if they're not airtight, then yeah, this space over here I know is not airtight, and I get to that in a second as well. The other possibility is these conveyors. I like the idea of having them like a little bit exposed to add a little bit more structure and kind of variety to the base. But they ultimately, at some level, at some point, run down. They connect here and run along here, and then run along here. And so you can see that they're again visible from the bottom, which I wanted. I did this on purpose. I probably could have flipped them in a way that they wouldn't be visible. Or if I guess if I flipped them, whoa. I guess if I flipped them here, then they wouldn't be leaking air in. But my understanding is, I know that these will leak air on the side that they are open. So I guess I might, what am I doing? This space down here is definitely not pressurized, so air gets in here and then leaks into the space up here. Ultimately. Maybe if I have the, at some point I'll go ahead and flip this over and see if that fixes the leak. That might actually be also the leak for this space here, although in that case if I block this off here, the space should pressurize. Oh, it does. Okay. Well, that's great. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So I'm almost certain at this point that these conveyors here. Okay, then I'll probably go ahead and fix that. But yeah, so this is what I've came up with. This here's the indoor space. I covered it all up, added a bunch of lights. We still have our board and stuff here. I moved the programmable block in the corner here. I tried making this a little bit interesting. I guess I need some more lights in this corner here. Then we can come up here. Here's still our dock. This goes into the upper level. It probably makes sense. It would make sense to have. Oh, I guess I do have an access to the lower level here. This is not a proper airlock. Given that this airlock does seem to work the way that I wanted, I might turn this into an airlock as well, of this style here. But yeah, and this goes back down here. A couple things that I learned building this.
Energy low.
First of all, one thing that I was surprised by, in retrospect, but is voxels are not air safe or airtight. So when it comes to building a station, for example, on an asteroid or something, that would make that significantly more, like significantly harder if voxels are not airtight. Yeah. That's somewhat annoying, frankly, but it is what it is, right? I tried using like different kinds of blocks to add a little bit more structure. I didn't go too nuts with that, but yeah, overall, I like it. The other thing that I learned is just with the conveyors, that the conveyors, this reinforced conveyors, are not airtight on the side here. To my surprise, these windows are all airtight, even though I kind of installed them the wrong way. These are not meant to be installed this way. What else? Yeah, I think I wasn't sure if these blocks would be airtight here if they're butting each other on the corner, but that appears to be the case. This is almost certainly not airtight here, but that's okay because the bottom area isn't airtight anyway. So yeah, let's check out the board. We expanded the base and closed it. We built a storage area for the Christmas tree. Now let's do the actual thing. Let's go and store the Christmas tree. I do want to put in some sensors as well to make these doors kind of auto open and close. Maybe also do the same thing for these gates here. All right, I need to. It's a remote control, right? So let's see. Remote access, Christmas tree, control. Okay. The landing gear. Let's see, can we dock this the way this is? No, I should have this thing come out a little bit, I guess. I didn't want to have it come out a whole block, and I didn't want to build another hinge contraption though. So yeah, I guess that's not perfect. How do I, if I just grind this off, will the thrusters turn on and make this hover? Let's do it the other way. Let's just to be sure here. Let's unlock this, lift it up a little bit. Now disconnect it. Now pick it up. Yeah. There we go. And now do this again. And that's there we go. Lock it. Yes. Oh yeah. Christmas tree in storage. Everyone, let's close the gate here. And then next year, for Christmas, we can pull it back out again. Nice. I found the block that was leaking and made the entire upstairs not airtight. I used to have a cylindrical block here, mostly for decorations. But the problem is this conveyor here now will leak air into the upstairs. Those are the conveyors in the upstairs that are exposed on the wall. So I'm filling this in for now with just a plain block. And now if I go back upstairs, there we go. Pressurized. This is done. So I wanted to go and do these refinements on the mining rig. But since I've spent roughly, I don't know, 8 hours recording, building all of this, so I'm gonna postpone this for the next episode probably. But what I do still want to do is I do want to publish the script to the dashboard, and I do want to blueprint both the MMR and the cargo ship. Even if I have to update those blueprints after I refine the MMR next time. So let's move these here up. Which was the original reason why I wanted to do this first, right? Is I didn't want to publish the blueprints without the refinements, but I think this is fine. Let's blueprint the MMR and the cargo ship, and then publish that stuff to the workshop. And also, I wanted to check on the mine here, since it's been running a very, very long time. Yeah. There's probably a lot of magnesium in here. And it might be full. This is what I'm concerned. Yeah, 100% used. Okay. Let's turn it off. This here, I think. So this is why I want the overflow vent. I don't know how much material we ended up destroying. Okay, blueprint. I do not recall how to do this anymore. I look at the creation I want to save, and then press Control B, it says. Control B. There we go. Actually, before we do this, let's name this correctly. And rename mobile mining rig. Take screenshot. Yep, that should do it. Let's do the same for the cargo ship. I think someone wants that to create the blueprints from behind. Okay. Let's take a screenshot. Okay. And let's fix the hauler as well, and then we can probably publish that as well. Okay, here we go. Last time I drove it out like this, it exploded into 1,000 pieces. Hauler. Screenshot. Okay, So, all 3 of them. Let's see if I can publish this. Yes. Ship. Steam and mod.io. I don't really use mod.io, but I guess that will work. Push to Steam has been completed successfully. Do you want to open Steam overlay and edit attribute to this title, description, visibility? Not immediately. I'll do this later. Don't open Steam overlay. No, I'll do that later. And the hauler. Publish. Yes. This is a rover. No, I'll do that later. And then the mobile mining rig. Yes. I'll tag this as other. Not really a ship, but it's also not really a base. Okay. Okay. This is back in docked as well. One quick fix here that I could do is grind this down. There was a lot of stone in here. Okay, I'm gonna put a conveyor sorter here that points. Actually, I'm not gonna put it there. I might put it here, at least temporarily. Okay. This will allow us to get rid of all the gravel, at the very least, and let the refineries continue run. Yeah, a little bit of stone will be ejected, but that's fine. Throw out. And the next time I'll build this properly. Yeah, we actually don't have a display for gravel at all. We may want to change that. And let's publish the script. Edit. All scripts. Inventory dashboard. Publish. Yes. Inventory management, yeah. And visualization. I will do that later. Done! We blueprinted MMR cargo ship, and we published MMR cargo ship as well as the hauler. And our dashboard script to the workshop. Awesome. Hey, I think we got a lot of stuff done this time again. We will tackle refining the MMR, the mobile mining rig, next time. Hey, thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. It greatly helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe. I upload Space Engineers videos twice a week, and there's lots of other stuff to explore on the channel. If you know somebody else who might like this video, please make sure to share it with them. It's the best way to help the channel grow. Outside of this, thanks a lot for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.